Well, hey everybody. Today I'm going to roast some coffee. Why? Well, I'm going to show you how to do it, how we do it here, and hopefully raise some money for our church for a coffee ministry we have going for seniors, which is going to be open to all Rochester. That being said, come on over and I'll show you what we've got. Okay, so first things first, we got to get some coffee here, and you'll notice we buy ours from La Bodega out of the cities. This one is a Papua New Guinea. I keep it in this tub for, well, safekeeping and all that stuff. So I'm going to open the bag up. It's brand new. I haven't tried it yet. Let's do it. Okay, now if all goes well, we should be able to just grab it and zip it out here. There we go. Number one, sometimes they do doubles. Okay, so we'll just cut that too. And that. All right. Now you'll notice 50-pound bags. These are Grain Pro bags. They're for grains and things. And so that's the way they come. Oh, I love the smell of a fresh open bag. Now you see that? That's green coffee beans. I don't know if I can, let's see if I can focus in a little better here. Green coffee beans. You'll notice they are not brown. So many people think that they just come off of a tree. No, these are pits of a cherry. There's two halves to a whole in most, unless it's a pea berry, then there's only one. Now, they come in different sizes, shapes. These are washed from Papua New Guinea, so you can tell how clean they are. We only buy fair trade and organic certified. So that's what these are. Get a little bit out here. Okay, 3 pounds. 3 pounds it is. Okay. 3 pounds. Let's see. Whew, that's almost 6. Yeah. Now, get you up here. Don't look at my dirty shop. Okay, so we've got 3 pounds of green beans. Oh, shop light. Check it out. Okay, green beans. 3 pounds. Our roaster is a 6-pounder, but I'm just going to go with 3. Because this is our first time out and I want to do a little test run. And I'll show you how that goes here in just a second. Okay, so maybe some of you didn't know this, but back in Wyoming, our family owned a coffee roasting shop till we sold it, and April and I and our kids moved out here. So Sang's going to be mowing his lawn here real quick, so we'll get this done. Anyway, so we bought this little 6-pounder because we got addicted to coffee, right? I mean, I didn't want to drink Folgers and stuff, and anyway, so what we bought here was a 6-pounder. Check it out, a 6-pounder. Don't look in my dirty garage. See, this is a 6-pound coffee roaster. Think of it as a combination between a dryer, like a clothes dryer, and a convection oven that you bake in. So they just tumble in here. So I don't know if you can see that. It's just tumbling around in there. You get a little peep sight, little checker right there, and we put it in up top right there, and then it tumbles and we pour it out right there, and you're going to see the whole process here. Okay, so I've got the thing running for some time now, just to warm up all the metal, because consistency is key in coffee roasting. So you can hear it running, and I've got the umbrella up to keep hopefully the shade will help this come in a little bit better. I've got my 3 pounds of coffee, and remember, green coffee, and we're going to put it in up here. It's going to gravity drop down into here, and we're going to start timing it. And then I'm going to show you, let's see, I'll show you this. I've got a sheet here about how to keep track, and you'll notice 10 days ago I did a lot of Ecuador. I did, I don't know, about 14 pounds of Ecuador. I ran out of that. We've switched over to Papua New Guinea now. So it goes through here, and I'll show you that as we go. And each coffee, we only do single origin. And so this Papua New Guinea is an island coffee. So it's nice and soft and bigger. And as it's a cousin to Sumatra, and everybody loves their Sumatra nice and dark. So I'm going to roast this dark too. This one is a little bit more, Papua New Guinea is a little bit more refined than a Sumatra, okay? Sumatra is just kind of a blunt earthiness. This is a little more refined in its spiciness. So we're going to just cook this up to dark, and we're gonna get ready to go here. All right, chrono, ready to go. Got our temperature gauge over here, gas gauge up here. So I'll just put this up here so you can see. We're at 406, good. I charge at 400. So looks like a choo-choo train, doesn't it? Okay, there's that. Now our back down here. Okay, so this is at 400. Let me get you zoomed in here. There you go. All right, 400. So now we're below 400, so I'll turn the gas back on. I'll run it at, let's go to 4. Now it's coming up to speed here, and as soon as I drop it in, I'll start the timer because it's very time sensitive. Okay, so here we go. Back it off a little. There we go. All right, coming up on it. And in just a few degrees, we'll drop it down in. Okay, here we go. So you can hear it, you can see it hopefully, and I'll start my timer. Okay, let's see if we can zoom in on this. You see that? Let's just do this. There, you can see the beans tumbling in there. Hopefully you can hear them. I'll get over here. There. So our temperature's dropping, but that's okay. We expect that, right? We just put cold beans into a warm oven. But they're cooking. We can test them, but that's okay. I don't need to do that. We're at 210. We're at 1 minute right now. Our max time of doing this is 15 minutes maximum. Otherwise, they start baking instead of roasting. And baked coffee sounds just like you would, or tastes just like you think it sounds. So what we're going to do is I'm going to start checking it here at about 230 degrees. We can see you'll start to see the smoke come out of there, out of the venturi and the exhaust. I don't have it hooked up, it's just dumping out right now. It smells like burning toast in the neighborhood. Our neighbor Sang, who you can see just over here working, he sometimes wonders whose house is on fire. And he looks around and says, oh, Aaron's roasting coffee. We're just gonna start checking for it, smelling it and looking at it when it starts to smell like fresh cut grass. That's our first one, okay? We're at 210 degrees, so we'll get some in our little hopper. And there you go. Oh, need a little more than that. Okay, and we'll smell it. Okay, so you can see it, okay? Nope, it still smells kind of grainy, weedy. Okay, not there. We're at 222, and we do this for consistency. Okay, now we're starting to get a little bit of a smell. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. It's only slightly starting to turn brown. 230. Okay, now it's starting to smell like grass. Hold on while I do this. Okay, I'll call it that. So 240 degrees at 2 minutes, 45 seconds with 4 inches on the gas pressure, okay? Our next one is hay. So I'm gonna start do the same thing when it smells, I keep looking off here. At hay, so it starts to smell like hay. We're at 255 degrees. Now if you don't know what hay smells like, I'm sorry, you had a horrible childhood. Okay, now we're getting there. 262. I like to go even numbers, so let's go 265. I think so. Yeah, 265, 330. 265 degrees at 3 minutes, 30 seconds with 4 inches of gas. Now, what I usually do here is I jump it. So we'll go up to 6 inches of gas, and I know that doesn't mean anything to you unless you're into this sort of thing, but I just increased it to make a run towards when it starts to crack. Our next one is bread. Bread is the hardest. It's a weird bread, not good bread, but weird bread. Okay, we're getting there. Okay, let's call that 285, 415. So, at 285 degrees, well, you can see my chicken scratches here. So, we did grass, hay, bread. I'm keeping track. Now our next one is first crack. What is it, first crack? Well, popcorn. The beans start to give off, they start to exhaust with things like water and things like that, and they start to pop and expand. And then it'll start to look like coffee that you're used to. Okay, so we're at 5 minutes, 300 degrees. Okay. So we're at 307 degrees. Let me show you here. See, now check it out, right? It's just starting to turn brown. So it's starting to roast. That's called a Maillard reaction in case you're fancy chemistry. Maillard, the sugars, the proteins are starting to caramelize. Just like steak or toast or anything like that. So what this is I'm trying to, it's up to the roaster. Well, we start with a good bean. You can't start with garbage. And then the roaster's job is to produce a good flavor out of it with this art/science that we're doing right here. Okay, so it's starting to turn color. I know that I'm starting to smell it out of the exhaust. It's starting to smell like toast. Weird toast. Now, why are we raising money? Well, I want to put in a coffee shop style professional equipment at our church building and open the building up in the mornings for the whole city, and particularly seniors, people over, I don't know, 55, 65, whatever. And so I'm trying to raise money for that. And we're going to be selling some of this coffee, this Papua New Guinea, during the next month or two to hopefully raise some money for that and some other things. So keep an eye on that. Okay, we're at 336. Now, what am I wanting to buy? Well, I'm wanting to buy a good grinder. You've got to have a good grinder because you can't have it pre-ground. The oxygen eats the oils and turns them rancid, so you can't pre-grind. I'm looking for a good bun pour-over machine, which they're awesome. They hit good temperature to make good. And then I'm looking for a grinder and a maker. That's it. No, surely there's something else. I don't know. Can't remember. All right. So we're at 346 degrees. Right here, this is our what happened in here? The sun came out. Messed with it. Okay, so this lead right here is a temperature probe. There we go. Sun came out and messed with my lighting. This is a temperature probe. You can kind of see it turning a little brown. We're at 354. We're at 7 minutes, 33 seconds. We're doing good. We're doing good. So I'm going to turn down the fire here in just a second and let it coast into first crack. Okay. Now I'll hold my microphone close to it and hopefully you can hear it like popcorn. Okay, 361, 362, 3, oh, I just heard 1, 3, 4, and 5. So I'll turn down the gas just to a low simmer, and we're going to let it get, it should start cracking around 375, 380. So I'll let you know here in a second. And then we start another timer. 378, 850. Okay. Let me hold my microphone close here, everybody. See if you can hear this. Hopefully you heard that. It's like popcorn. Snap, crackle, pop. You know, Rice Krispie treats. Okay. So at 8, so that started at 8 minutes and 50 seconds. So that means now I have to watch another timer. Oh, here, let me, there we go. So that means I have to set another timer between 3 and 5 minutes of this. It's called roast development. I'm going to try that. Okay. But I can't go over 15 minutes total, and I can't go under 12 minutes total. So I've got 2 timers running, and I'm keeping track of both of those to hit dead center of each to whatever I want. Now, in a nice roast, a dark roast, you roast it to a higher temperature, okay? A lighter roast, of course, you roast it to a lighter temperature. It's how do you like your steak? Well done, medium, how do you like your toast? Same thing. Dark coffee, that flavor you taste isn't bold. That's carbon. That's charcoal, okay? So what I'm doing for you here is we are starting to just produce this into a nice Maillard reaction. In here, you can see, okay, it's starting to turn into that coffee color we all know and love. So this is a super light roast right now. Some roasters will pull it out. It's almost at 400. Some roasters will pull it out right now, but boy, not me. I think that's too sour. Under roasted coffee is too sour. Over roasted coffee is too bitter. I go lighter, but not hipster light. It was a big thing from the West Coast a couple years ago. The hipster coffees from LA, man, they were light. Oh, I hated them. Sour as all get out. Okay, so here we go. We're at 11 minutes, 398. We're starting to stall on our crack, so I'm going to give it a little more gas. We'll go up to 5 inches. Okay, good. So if you'll notice, we're at 11 minutes, 15 seconds. Good, so I have 45 seconds to reach my minimum, okay? And that will also mean 850, 950, 1050, 1150. Okay, perfect. And then we'll start being in the sweet spot, and then I'll start dialing in the flavor that I want. Okay, as I roast it darker, it'll get more mellow and more sweet as the sugars caramelize. If you want, I love my Africans nice and light, so the fruit and the floral stands out. These island coffees, you can go nice and dark on them, okay? 4:07, and we're at 12 minutes, perfect. Oh, good, okay. So there we met our first timer. Now, we can't go more than 3 minutes on this one, and we are about 15 degrees away from where we're going. All right, and I don't know if you can see the smoke coming out of the top there. Hopefully you can. Let's see if I can move this here. Give you another look. Okay, guys. So here we go. We're at 13 minutes. I've got you pointed down here at the tray so that you can hear this when it comes out. So I'm gonna wait for second crack, which is my sign that this is ready to go. So we're at 13 minutes. So I need to wind this up. Okay, we're at 30. Okay. You hear it? You hear it? How fun is that? Okay, now you'll notice how much bigger these beans got. I'd pick them up for you, but they're flaming hot. Okay, whoops, and I forgot to write my temperature. I think it was 431 at 1321. There, now I'll save that for next time so I can replicate the flavor if I find a good one or stay away from a bad one. All right? So there's that. Now that I'm done, I can reel this in and show you guys what I'm doing. Okay. Now, you'll notice it's cooling. It's got a cooling tray. I flipped over the cooling handle, which diverts the air underneath. So this is a cooling tray because we want to stop that cooking process as soon as we can. We don't want it to coast over and make a mess of all of our work and overcook it. Okay, so you'll notice that we're empty here, and I'm just cooling down the roaster now, and there's our 3 pounds of coffee. Okay, when this gets to room temperature, it's still pretty hot, but when this gets to room temperature, we'll just box it up, let it set for 24 hours. We'll let it off gas. We don't want to do it right now because it'll taste awful. Trust me, it tastes awful. So it has to just kind of mellow out for about 24 hours, and then we'll give it a try. and see how we did. And this one, I'm expecting this one to be nice and deep and smooth and rich, low acid, and just kind of a heavy note sort of coffee. So that's that. Okay. So like I said, everybody, we're trying to raise some money for our coffee pieces at our church. And if you would like to, I think maybe I'll set up a GoFundMe account where our goal is $1,300 for the whole operation. But if we could even raise half of that off of a GoFundMe and sell beans, maybe do a raffle or two just for the community, I think this will be great. So thanks so much for watching, and that's how I roast coffee, and maybe I'll show you again how we cup it later on. Anyway, thanks. Aaron, over and out.